patched up and good to go. That one.
Hazardous materials notwithstanding, I see you got here in a timely fashion. At one moment, while I confirm the cargo's condition. No damage to speak of? Thank you for transporting my cargo with care. Well now, this was... I'm on the cusp of a break. Go ahead and connect your...
Now displaying your current port.
On the network at last, eh? I've been waiting for this moment for so very long. This should enable me to increase the pace of my research into new defensive solutions. As for the cargo you brought me, it's the culmination of the Phantom Smith's recent efforts. I applied a few finishing touches, and voila! I can now share with you the data for a chiral cannon. It is a devastatingly... You'll find it... which might come in handy, since it's not just armed survivalists that have been sighted recently. It's ghost mechs, too. It's hard to say, but Higgs might be up to something. So that's all the more... Ideally, this cannon would only be effective against PTs and mechs. Unfortunately, though, such firepower is more than enough to kill any human out. In addition, you can swap them. I highly recommend using... Thank you. I'll be sure to... I intend to look into ways... Oh, before... A gift. This cargo will allow you to enhance the DHV magenta. I'll need some time to prepare it for I'll be sure to...
Sam, it's me. Our enemies have grown bolder and more aggressive, but I see you were all able to fend them off in the end. Chiral network coverage now stands in excess of 85% across Australia. We are already seeing indications of plate gate formation in the near future as well. Just a bit more, Sam. I know you and your comrades will finish what we've started, and to prepare for what's to come. I encourage... Be advised, Sam, that I've switched this call to private mode. We need to talk about Charlie. I reviewed the contract between APAC and Drawbridge and followed the money. By doing so, I was able to confirm that funding for Drawbridge was provided by none other than Bridges. Though they used intermediaries to obfuscate the transactions, Bridget is undoubtedly the source of your patrons' funds. In other words, Drawbridge cannot be considered as an independent civilian organization. Should these details come to light, your attempts to integrate Mexico and Australia into the chiral network could be misconstrued as an expansionist effort. When I tasked Drawbridge with these missions, it was under the assumption that it was a non-government operation. But I, APAC, and you yourselves may have all been deceived. I will continue to pursue this investigation for now. Take this time to rest and recover in your private room.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
Just like old times. Where are we?
This place does wonders for my mood. The repairs to the DHV Magellan are still ongoing, so I thought to return here and see if I couldn't make progress with our Lou investigation.
Learn anything new?
Well, at the Motherhood's facility, we managed to confirm that Lou's original serial number was none other than BB00. And this is what I found when I attempted to search for associated records. To build the chiral network, 9 sacrificial BBs were prepared. However, the network's original design required only 1. A single sacrificial BB unit, facilitating chiral communications across the entire North American continent. This approach called for what was dubbed a core bridge baby, and BB00 was a lucky candidate assigned to play this role. However, Bridges subsequently abandoned the idea, their tests having failed to yield the desired results. And so it was that the model requiring multiple sacrificial BBs was ultimately adopted.
Meanwhile, Lou was placed into storage for an extended period, and for reasons yet unknown, inherited the identity of BB-28.
Records indicate that the Bridges research team was responsible for the reclassification.
Were they trying to cover up the earlier experiments by falsifying Lou's production year, perhaps? Or did Bridges have some other hidden agenda?
I'm afraid that remains unclear.
Well, we now know Lou was born 11 years ago. There may very well have been a connection with Neil.
You know, my fondness for this place isn't wholly nostalgic. It has the most delightful hot springs, you see. Though, truth be told, even they aren't my favorite thing about it. If you can find the time, you should come visit. Give the old bones a soak.
Oh, a warm bath does sound good.
Perfect treat for a weary traveler. Anyway, I'll see you aboard the Magellan.
Do you read me, Sam? This is Tarman. I've relocated my hand at last, out there on the currents, bobbing along like before. Now that our connection has been re-established, I should finally be in a position to wrap up repairs on the ship. But that won't be enough for what's coming. We need to improve our weaponry as well. South Fort Knott is home to an exceptional researcher. It so happens that they were instrumental in the construction of this fine vessel, and they're preparing the latest and greatest weapons for our use as we speak. Just a few more hurdles, Sam. Access the South Fort...
Sam. Feeling rested and refreshed? I finished preparing your next delivery for you. The equipment to enhance the DHV Magellan's weaponry. You'll find it utilizes cutting-edge technology. The fruits of a... Oh, and...
Sam, you'll forgive me for using our private line again. I did a deep dive into the DHV Magellan's provenance. While it is indeed a civilian vessel that has been retrofitted for this mission, the financing for that work appears to have come from Bridget's own accounts, just like the funding for Drawbridge itself. It would be fair to say that this would make it a government vessel, in effect. Charlie was involved in all of the relevant transactions as well. This only increases the likelihood that Charlie has connections to the UCA. Of course, it now seems likely that Charlie does not exist. In which case, these actions may have actually been the work of APAC. If everything, including the extension of network infrastructure, was simply a pretext for territorial expansion, then it's plain our company has made a grave error. Further investigation is warranted, but that will require a little more time, as will the DHV Magellan's repairs, for that matter. This is a delicate situation that requires caution, and we cannot afford to ignore the threat that Higgs poses either. As such, your best course of action is to continue to undertake main orders and prioritize linking up the remainder of the continent. As always, I will...
Thank you.
Is away on the beach, so I've taken the liberty of borrowing his Ha again in his absence. I've also been making use of my own time on the beach to scour the UCA database for answers about BB-00. As I told you before, it's much easier to get around their security from here. We previously thought that BB-00 was placed into storage and reclassified as BB-28, and that this was done by Bridges to conceal the existence of the Corbridge baby program from the public. However, it turns out that information was falsified. And now we know what really happened. Bridges intended to decommission and dispose of BB-00, but someone intervened behind the scenes. They ensured that BB-00 was spared and sent to a storage facility where it received the BB-28 serial number. Per the official records, however, BB-00 was decommissioned, and Bridges had no reason to believe otherwise. So, who do you think was behind this deception? Well, I determined which account was used to manipulate the BB records. It was registered to a Bridges member with the highest level access permissions. As you may have guessed, Sam, it was the leader of the first expedition, Amelie. And she did it all, just to protect Lou.
It was Amelie. I can't believe she went to such lengths. It was thanks to her that you could even meet Lou in the first place then.
Much obliged. Let there be water.
It's finished, Sam.
Construction
It looks like it would be very refreshing. We should let the hydrologist know at once.
Oh, that's the stuff. Yeah. Snagged it.
Yeah!
You're mine. Gotcha.
Welcome back, Sam. I see you come bearing gifts. Just give me a moment to check your cargo. Struth, Sam. This cargo's in flawless condition. You're in a class of your own.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Here's a little something for you. We'll prep the main cannon for immediate use and look into making improvements to the other armaments as well. It won't be long now till the DHV Magellan is fully operational. Fragile and the others should be back soon too. Anyway, I'd better hurry up and see to the remaining repairs. Thanks again, Sam.
Sam, your next objective will also be your last. Terminal Fort Knott. To put them on the grid, you'll first need to link up the Southern Environmental Observatory. It's safe to assume that this final step will be the most challenging yet. For now...
Drawbridge credentials verified. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
Access the delivery terminal to process your orders and requests.
Disengaging weapons restrictions.
Take care, Sam.
Hello, you must be X. So many orders handled in a single outing. You are special. Of that I have no doubt. A Cupid?
Now displaying your current portal.
What a fascinating experience, this chiral network. Like nothing I've ever seen before. I'm a tar therapist, by the way. I heal people and fix natural anomalies with methods rooted in my own independent study of tar. My theories have other applications too, such as one relating to the golden hunters, which emerge from the currents. You see, I believe they can be launched from the DHV Magellan's cannons to render aid. To avail yourself of their service, and when deployed against human belligerents in this fashion. But tar is not only intrinsical, if applied correctly. I've begun putting my theory. You can learn all. Oh, yeah, he's one of the. With his continued support, and as you may know, when golden hunters are alerted to the presence of humans, they attempt to bind. I ran a few simulations with APAS. Anyway, they confirm to do so with acceptable accuracy requires network coverage, so there's zero risk of. Do visit. I'll be what.
Order completed. Well done.
jammers. Now, we won't be able to proceed with our plans until they're out of commission. And that's not our only concern. Ghost mechs have been spotted in the region, and we have every reason to assume that they're making preparations to hinder our efforts. I'm afraid it's only going to get tougher from here on out. Once you've finalized your preparations, accept this main order from the delivery terminal.
While you were resting, Fragile and the others made it back to the ship safe and sound. They were able to procure all the materials we needed without any issue. Tarman has just finished installing our new main cannon. He said it will be some time before it's fully operational, though. Even so, the DHV Magellan has been restored, thanks to our combined efforts. Now, it's time for us to do what we can, and to finish what we've started. Apropos of nothing, Pierre Southern of South Fort Knott, was it? To think his mentor was instrumental to the development of the DHV Magellan's propulsion systems. One could go so far as to say that he's one of our vessel's many fathers. The entire crew is working hard to get the ship in working order. So let's follow their lead and do what we have to do. So, operations at the Eastern Environmental Observatory are managed by just one man, all alone in the mountains. It must be terribly stressful. To survive in such extreme conditions, you cannot afford to let despair take root in your heart. Hope is an indispensable asset. Not to downplay the benefits of the cargo you brought, but the truth of the matter is that it won't make a difference for him that quickly. But what no doubt served to give him immediate comfort was the presence of a helpful soul. You, Sam. Porters can be bearers of light for those struggling in darkness. He'll not soon forget what you've done, nor the warmth that filled his heart when you arrived. Sam, no matter what misfortune may befall him, that adventurer is going to keep exploring the continent. I just know it. Is it the primal calling that compels him to make these journeys? Or perhaps he's become addicted to the thrills that come with experiencing the unknown. Regardless of his motivation, when I see how distressed his son is, I want to do what I can to get him home safe. Sam, about that ghost mech, I wonder if that coffin was somehow connected to the... If you could deal a blow powerful enough to bypass its defenses, it might be enough. Failing that,
Did you sleep well, Sam? Repairs to the DHV Magellan are now complete. We're ready for you to chart our next course. The main cannon is being fitted as well, but it'll take a while for it to be calibrated. I'll let you know when it's ready for use. Anyway, the new and improved DHV Magellan is now at your service. Finish off anything you need to do out there. Then prepare to continue expanding. We're counting.
Sam, you're next. First of all, you are to proceed. So long as even a single one remains active, you will be unable to... It is therefore... Our latest reports indicate that there are... This would give them... If you intend to go on the offensive, after you have head directly to the southern... A contingent of ghost mechs has been sighted dangerously. We need to bring it onto the chiral network before these mechs can get into position and prevent... Once you've extended network coverage, there's no...
Great job. No more jammers to worry about. Let's head to the Southern Environmental Observatory.